Go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Team Donbot. I am Don Juancho.
And I'm Robot.
We are casting a game here between the red Terran in the bottom right-hand corner, Dynge, and in the top left-hand corner is our blue Protoss Domfour. Looks like these guys may know each other, although they probably don't. I think this is just a friendly ladder match. What do you think of our map today? Ohana,
one of my favorite in the map pools right now, for sure.
I like it. I always talk about how it just feels like a nice Caribbean island. You're just kind of chilling out. That's all it is.
Or even Hawaiian Island.
Something like that, you know, for the first like minute or two of the game, and then all of a sudden it's like Hunger Games. If you're a 14-year-old girl and you've read that before, shit's going good, then you gotta start killing people for no reason. What the fuck?
Exactly. Turns to midway pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. That's how real life is.
Hamburger Hill.
That's how life is. You gotta learn.
Ohana turns into Okinawa.
Oh, that is good. I think you should write a StarCraft 2 fan, what do you call that, fan story based on that. That would be pretty badass.
Or I could just write a jokes manual.
Jokes manual?
They have those, right?
Sure. I would buy that. Brobot. From you. The jokes
StarCraft
manual.
Jokes manual by Brobot. All right, so the banter keeps going on. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
maybe these guys do know each other.
I feel like this might be taken away from their APM, but holy shit, this is astronomical. Terran is at 94 average, and Protoss is at 60 average. I guess 60 is decent, but 97, holy crap.
I'd say it's about normal.
Who are these guys?
Well, that current on the Terran, that's crazy. Is he spamming right now? He's got to be.
Yeah, he's got to be spamming. Yeah. What's he doing though? All he's doing is building a bunker or building a barracks. Unless
he's looking back and forth at his SCV and his base like faster than you can imagine.
I can see that. It looks like Protoss only has 2 guys on his assimilator. I wonder if this is his strategy or if he maybe just forgot for a little bit. But
yeah, if you watch the Terran's view, he is pretty much just spamming. That's where that's coming from. But anyway, onto the next exciting thing that happens is we've got a fast expansion by the Terran. Although, it's fast, quote, because it's not a one-base play, but, I think pretty normal timing right here.
Yeah, I think that since there's only one possible spawning position from your opponent, that...
Better to have a barracks?
Yeah, it's because they're going to scout it so quick, they know where you are. If there is... You're slightly more apt for cheese because they know where you are versus a bigger map like Tall Dream Altar or... what's that other one that I like? Antigua Shipyard. That's a good one to Zerg.
So Domfour is opting to skip the Zealot, which I think we talked about before. And I didn't quite pick it up for sure or not if he saw that expansion and then decided to skip the Zealot or not. But I think it's a good move.
Yeah, and by the way, that was definitely a good scout by Domfour. Wouldn't you agree that just seeing that he has that expansion going?
Yeah, I actually didn't notice that he scouted that or not. But
yeah, he just kind of had the. Let's see if he saw it. Oh shit, he didn't quite see it. He got his probe like right up in there, but he technically doesn't know what's going on. So what do you think Domfour is thinking right now? It's a really small
risk to skip the Zealot if you don't know that expansion's there, but. Maybe this guy knows this guy and figures he's probably going to expand.
Yeah.
But I think it's more probable that the Terran's going to expand just with the metagame.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I feel like definitely see a lot more of that lately. I just started playing Protoss, but pretty much 90% of games, they're fast expanding.
So what's kind of interesting here is that there's a little back and forth going on with the Stalker and the Marines, and... If this guy is bad, he'll lose his Stalker, which, that wasn't good.
Yeah.
The interesting thing here, though, is that he hasn't seen the expansion. He also didn't see a bunker up there, only a bunch of Marines. So,
what does that tell you?
The possibility is still there that there could be some kind of a one-base 1-1-1 or something like that coming.
So what do you think Domfour's reaction to this is? Or what do you think the optimal solution is?
Start getting units just in case. You got a Stalker and a Sentry, but he's gonna have a hard time stopping all these Marines, honestly, with only those 2 units.
Yeah, I mean
there should be another warp-in round by the time the Marines get up there. So I mean, he should be fine.
Yeah, definitely not spending his minerals properly, I feel, right here. Yeah, he's floating a lot of minerals, and luckily there's only Marines, because if there were a couple... Oh, wow, just terrible micro right there. If there were just a couple of... God, I can't even think of what you call those guys. No, the other infantry, Marauders. If there were only a couple Marauders, wow, this force would just be decimated so quick.
Probably right, yeah.
Yeah, he's forced to pull probes, workers, to attack that little Marine group, but wow, right now I feel like that's just such a big advantage for the Terran.
Definitely. And you know what? I think the Protoss would have been much better off if he hadn't lost that first Stalker and he couldn't got some more shots off on the Marines as they were walking across the map.
Looks like Dynge is...
But yeah, it's tough. I mean, the Marines have such high DPS. It is tough to stop this early pressure, even though he got an expansion.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. And...
microing your Stalkers is one way definitely to compensate.
Looks like Dynge's stim just kicked in right now. He's going to be pushing back again with his Marine ball against these Stalkers, but with that stim, he's not going to be able to kite nearly as well.
Oh yeah, he's going to eat up those Stalkers with stim, but he's not using it yet.
Thought he used it earlier, but just relying on the micro. But wow, good micro by Domfour right now. Only losing definitely a couple of Stalkers. I gotta say, it's a little more lopsided than it should have been.
He stemmed. If he would have stemmed, I think that would have been a lot more ugly for the Protoss.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised that he didn't have any Marauders out at that point. Seems kind of late in the game to just be going solely Marine. He is getting some Marauders now, as he is getting a 3rd command center, getting his starport with medevacs, and also... Protoss is getting his 3rd also, so this is a pretty even match right now.
Yeah, I'd say so. Although, if you look at the units, I think Protoss is a little behind with workers. He does have 3 extra, but 1 extra right now. But with the mules, I'd still say that's kind of a small advantage for Terran, though. I mean, they're still pretty close.
Yeah, I feel like Protoss got his expansion up just slightly quicker, or it's getting it up slightly quicker. We have a little, looks like it's going to be some drop play, and I know as a Protoss you hate this, don't you? Like, as any Protoss, I'm sure that this is just the
10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if Terran didn't have this, it would be an easy matchup, would it not? Like this, if you didn't have to worry about a drop, this would be no problem. But the fact that he can just drop in a little army and take out so much damage, or take out so much, is just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really aggravating. But I mean, when you get to higher levels as a Protoss, you just try to be ready.
Yeah,
Try is the key. Just getting caught off guard can still ruin your day.
So we have a 1-0 upgrade advantage for the Marines. Actually, 1-1 just kicked in. The +1 is just being researched by Protoss.
So a little bit behind on the upgrades.
Yeah, it looks like Dynge forgot to morph his command center into... Well, he forgot to morph it into an orbital, unless he's going for the planetary fortress. What do you think about that?
Yeah. He doesn't need planetary there, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely mules.
So you're right. He should have morphed it into an orbital before he moved it.
Yep, and as he's doing right now. So it looks like he's just doing a little bit of scouting, and Domfour has up 2 Colossus. So he's...
Yeah, so far there's only 2 Vikings from the Terran, and he's got a 3rd one just finishing. Not quite enough yet, but if he keeps pumping them out, he'll be just fine with the Viking to Colossus ratio.
Yeah, and right now it actually looks like Domfour's probe count has climbed significantly higher than the SCVs,
Yeah.
so that is...
Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what it should be.
Yeah. It looks like...
But I think at this point, Domfour needs to look at getting his Templars out, which, unless I'm missing it, I don't see the archives yet.
Yeah, I think that's something easy to miss as a Protoss, at least as an amateur as myself. You can just think, Colossus are so good, I just want to get Colossus, until there's just that critical number of Vikings, as you say. But he doesn't have that critical number yet, so...
No, but he is getting the Protoss is getting his +1 armor and weapons, or sorry, +2, which is great, and he's getting charge, which is another awesome upgrade against Terran.
I feel like there's so many cool upgrades that you can get as Protoss. You can just make every single unit like better.
Way better, yeah.
Where I guess it just kind of seems like maybe the Zerg units are more just standard. Like you have to have speed for Zerglings, you have to have speed for Roaches. You're not gonna have that. It's not an option. And wow, maybe unusual play here. What do you think? This is unusual play? Protoss getting his 4th base up.
I don't think it's unusual.
Seems a little early, and I think we have a pretty big bio push coming here.
Yeah, huge bio push.
It's a lot of Marauders coming in here. 23 Marauders.
And I don't know, the Protoss seems a little light, in my opinion.
Five Colossus.
The 5 Colossus is huge.
Yeah,
so,
and he just got his Templar archives up, so he may be able to warp in some Archons if he pleases.
And only 7 Vikings, but how many... see, he doesn't have a whole lot of Stalkers, but I think Protoss will be okay if he...
See how it goes. About 25 supply lead for Terran right now.
Yeah, that's just such a big bioforce, though. I mean, there's DPS in there.
They snipe
crazy.
off the Templar archives, and now they're just leaving right now. Unfortunately, the ball wasn't together, and those Archons just got picked apart. Some good micro going on with the Vikings.
Yeah. Man, picking off that Templar and running away, that Templar archives and running away, I think is really smart.
Yeah, a little interesting that he even had it that far out.
Yeah, and I kind of think he could do with having some more Vikings, because he saw a lot of Colossus. I think I was mentioning to you that a lot of pros, they actually won't get this many Colossus just because it becomes a liability if the Terran gets too many Vikings. So I think that, man, by sniping that Templar Archives, it's huge. He probably, that means the Protoss doesn't have Storm yet. All the Terran needs to do now is to like mass up a ton of Vikings, and look at that, he like doubled his amount of Vikings already. So I think when he gets like another 2 or 4 Vikings, he can just roll in and just win the...
Yeah, it looks like he's put...
Of course, the 4th base, though, when it kicks in, that could, let the Protoss have like a ton of economy to like remax after a big engagement.
Looks like they are gonna have a little engagement right now. Protoss is kind of spreading out his army, as is Terran, microing these Vikings around.
But he has such weak anti-air right now to stop these Vikings.
He just picked off a Colossus for free. He just swooped in and just picked him off. Look, he's gonna do it again. Do it again. Wow. Oh, you can't let him do that.
He's gonna just
and, well, he doesn't have blink though. You have to have blink under them. Take out a couple of them. Yep.
No blinks. He does have 2/2, but the bio of the Terran is 2/2 also. Got +1 from the air weapons also, which helps taking out this Colossus. But yeah, so if I was going to criticize the Protoss, I would say that...
Oh no. I know.
It's too late on the Templars.
Do you think it's just a bad idea, just spreading out your Colossus like that? I mean, do you want them in a ball and...
Well, but here's the thing, it's good for if there was an engagement, that's how he wants his Protoss, or his Colossus spread out. But it's has more holes where the Vikings can get in and deal damage.
That's true. Yeah, just excellent micro by the Terran here, just warping around or shooting around here. Looks like the death ball will move out. Nice little concave by Terran though. No force fields going down. Oh, good storm.
Yeah, I think the Terrans just got too much units.
I think so.
And the Colossus could deal with it, but they're just getting picked off.
I agree. That was
just a little too much from the Terran. And I mean, think about if there was maybe 2 or 3 storms in that engagement over the bio. It probably would have turned out differently.
I think he needed a couple more Colossus, but you know what? He's still in it. He has Archons. He's warping in a bunch of charge lots. So I don't think he's out of it just yet.
Yeah, especially because, like I said before, that 4th base, when it's kicking in and the Terran only has 3 bases, he could come back that way.
Trying to go to work on it. I feel like Terran had this command center finished a long time ago for his 4th base and just forgot about it.
Oh man, so the Terran got tons of ghosts, which might be a little preemptive. I think
there's a lot of...
I mean, he's still in a great position, but I don't know. I think he's got...
So many...
I don't think he needs that
so
many
ghosts.
Zealots.
So many Zealots. And...
yeah, Zealots are great, though, against bio.
That's good to know. So they're... yeah.
Well, they need charge, of course. Without charge, they sort of suck. I mean, they can just be kited forever. Literally.
So let's look at our unit count. Only 1 Colossus out. There are 10 Vikings. Do you feel like that's kind of tough for Terran, don't you think? Like, if you have so many Vikings and then you just...
well, that's just
is
the
that
thing.
Just kind of like the price you pay for him not having Colossus?
Well, he already did his damage with the Vikings, and I mean, 10 isn't that bad. If he had like 25, then
I'm thinking of it taking up supply. It's like you have 20 supply.
Like, that's what I'm saying. 10's not too bad. It's sort of like forcing, you know, like at least 10 Vikings means he's not going to get Colossus, so he's only going to have one
couple
AoE.
Of
so
pretty good storms going on here, and
snipes.
sniping these guys.
Yeah, very nice. And the snipes take out 2 out of 3, but
I think you're a little ahead.
I just don't think it's enough damage.
Yeah, we have a big engagement going on right now. Couple of storms. These guys are kiting back. Wow. And they just decide to withdraw. Okay, I guess no one... it's kind of a ceasefire right there. But surprisingly, all of a sudden, just with that swing, Protoss is ahead. I guess it's like you said, having that 4th base up. Yeah, plus Terran is floating a good amount of minerals. And smartly, Protoss puts down the 5th base. I would expect that Terran's probably doing that anytime soon, if he doesn't momentarily. If he's not doing it concurrently, I should say. I have a little group of Zealots right here. Man, if he just moves it down, he can just be wreaking havoc on this 4th expansion.
Yeah.
So what?
Definitely.
Just walk me through the strategy of the Protoss right now. You are the Protoss expert. What he has ghosts now, and he has Vikings as a Terran player. What are you trying to do? It just kind of comes down to micro now?
Yeah, it's all about engagements at this point, and also having. There's this strategy where you get tons of gateways, so you can almost like instantly remax. But if you have warp prisms, then you can remax in the back of their base and just start taking shit out. And now this is kind of cool here. It's definitely cool to have like a couple Templars sneak out in front and try to get just big storms off early. But anyway, there's this strategy where you basically remax like right in the production line of Protoss, or just in their back. But that's the idea, is like the way you kill Terran is by having all your units right next to their production facilities.
We have a big attack coming in here. Stalkers blink up forward. Tons of Archons going on. These Colossus are actually dealing a lot of damage before these Vikings are able to take them out.
Yeah, they are.
And
Dynge
I feel like just kind of a...
I think he could have done better micro with his Vikings. Not all of them were attacking, but he still comes out on top of that.
Pretty even, but definitely I feel like Dynge is kind of getting a slight edge. Although Protoss, he's on his 5th base right now, so he is macroing pretty well. Obviously, as the Terran is also, but he did have that 4th harassed, so...
yeah, the Protoss managed to stop mining there for a while.
But, I mean, relatively...
But he's got mules, so he's in it. As long as you still have mules,
Very true.
you're still
Army
in it.
supply is about the same, about 10 more for worker supply, which at this point, when you have 4 planetary fortresses, I don't even think that matters. And Dynge, he has a lot of idle workers. Just one thing, when you're in this late part of the game, I know you're thinking a million things. The last thing is, oh, I got to get my idle workers, but hit that F1, see where they're at, get them to work. Put them to work. Put them to work, son.
And you do know you can do Control F1 and
What?
select them all, right?
That is ridiculous. I did not know that. Oh, holy
Yeah,
shit.
pro tip. That's what
Oh,
that's the advantage you
fuck.
get from watching Donbot's cast.
I think you just brought
learn
me
pro
from
tips.
like the plastic league to the wood league. Fucking up there now.
Yeah, that's what we do here every day. Guaranteed to climb the ladder 1,000% quicker
That's
by
right,
watching
guaranteed.
our stream.
If not your money
Or
back.
Money back.
Oh shit, Dinge got some. He's got some SCVs. Oh, they're repairing. I think you should have watched our 2v2 match where that's your main army. Oh, what are these archons trying to creep up for? Why you creeping? Why you creeping, dog? So right now it's about 5 bases on 4 bases, but Terran just seems like his army is just so much more powerful. Although we have a big concave going on here, I don't know if he can withstand all these archons.
Wow, that was
yeah,
really good
wow,
position by the
really
Protoss.
good.
And
I
think
think
he might
so.
turn this up,
Wow.
actually. Still pretty close, but guess not close enough. I think Dynge just had his 4th harassed too much. He could never get the mining getting started there, while Protoss had his 4th going for a while, and his 5th was just up, and was pretty much going uncontested. So, man, for a while there, I thought Dynge had it, but it was kind of a war of attrition. Domfour was able to get his expansions up quicker, and just kind of like meet
I
out
agree.
a win
Definitely a macro game, and it felt like one of those games that you probably feel like shit after the end of it. If you lost, you're like, oh man, like I was so good. What else could I have done?
I don't know, but I think these two people I feel had very similar skill, and I think that it just Domfour got the 4th up and was able to hold it, and it was sort of downhill from there.
Yeah, definitely a great matchup and great game.
Yeah, thanks Dynge for posting that to Reddit/r/castit.
Thank you. So I think that'll do it for us here. Signing out. Team Dombot.
Peace.